we're grateful for this community and area we live in. Grateful for the people who are willing to work so diligently to make this a good place to continue to live. Ask for wisdom and insight as decisions are made. I mean.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Right.
Turn this over to you now, Jessica.
All right, start with the consent agenda.
I move we accept the consent agenda.
Second. All right. Any discussion on the consent agenda? Huh? No question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right.
Now we have the recognition of guests. David Brodsky, the owner of The Farmer's Wife, is going to discuss the April ballot issue for the 3% cannabis, and I don't see him. Okay. Just move right on.
Yep.
We've also, let's see, we have Gary Matea. Is that correct? He'll be here to talk about leaf burning within the city limits. Okay, you can come up here.
Well, thank you for the opportunity, and I hope you all have gotten the document package and maybe had a chance to look through it, because I can't cover that in 5 minutes. I'll just kind of get to the quick of it. What I'm hoping for is a ban on burning in my immediate neighborhood there because of past instances and threats of future unfriendly burning and various other little things that have happened, but that's it in a nutshell. I'd like to live in my house with my wife and be able to breathe reasonably clean air and not be smoked out anymore. And I have concern in the immediate local vicinity, what with the amount of trees and leaf litter and trash in the woods, that if it catches fire, it's going to be potentially a more major disaster. So if there's any questions, otherwise I can't really add to my statement.
Yeah, your documentation was very thorough, read through it and everything. So,
all right. Well, I just thank you for the consideration, and if there's any questions, feel free. So
appreciate your input, sir.
Thank you. Okay, resolutions. Resolution 2023-01, a resolution appointing director and alternate director to the Missouri Joint Municipal Electric Utility Commission.
I make a motion to approve resolution 2023-01.
Second.
There's no discussion. Did you want to say something?
Yeah, just real briefly. Good evening, council members. Housekeeping item for NPUA. This time around, we're getting a little bit smarter, and we're just going to designate titles to serve as the board and alternate board chair for the organization. So this resolution appoints the utilities director as the board director and the city administrator as the alternate board member. So in the future, this will cover us unless we want to change the personnel that are members of that board, but this will cover us from now into the future. Happy to answer any questions.
Question 9, what's the responsibility and duties? How often do you meet or will be meeting?
So they have regular meetings, probably every month, mostly electronically now, so via Zoom, but they'll do some in-person trainings. But we are a member of the Joint Municipal Electric Utility Commission, so that gives us the opportunity, along with the other cities that are members of that organization, to vote on contracts with different power companies that we purchase power from, et cetera.
Do you have any authority on setting rates or anything like that?
No, it's really just lobbying is probably the wrong term for it, but it's just an organization that consists of the cities that operate electric utilities and allows us to have conversations and approve contracts that we enter into cooperatively with the other cities for power purchases. So
So is our solar farm a contributor to this organization?
I don't believe we have a specific contract with MPUA for the solar farm operation.
Okay,
No.
thanks.
But,
All right,
and I
Allison.
apologize, Director Eads is not available this evening. He has a school board meeting.
Yeah.
So he's taking care of some business down there. But
Moving our meeting has shuffled many things.
Resolution.
Yeah, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay,
Resolution 2023-02, a resolution to approve the revised handbook and safety handbook for the city of West Plains employees.
I motion to accept or approve resolution 2023-02.
Second.
believe we all kind of looked through that. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right,
Okay, next is ordinances. Bill 4731 to become ordinance 4731, second reading. An ordinance of the city of West Plains imposing a sales tax at a rate of 3% on all tangible personal property, retail sales of adult use marijuana sold within the city of West Plains, Missouri pursuant to Article 14, Section 2.6, subsection 5 of the Missouri Constitution, subject to the approval by the voters of the city at the general municipal election to be held on April 4th, 2023, designating the form of ballot and directing the city clerk to provide notice of said election.
I move we accept Bill 4731 to become ordinance 4731.
Second.
so did you want to do a little input there?
yeah, just as a bit of follow-up, we reached out to other cities who are considering this on their April ballot, and I'd say at least 50, probably 70 or more cities are going to be putting this on the ballot. All of them are going to be asking for the full 3%. So just a bit of a comparison of where West Plains stands compared to the other cities in Missouri, but also doing a little bit more research. Missouri is one of the lowest states in terms of actual tax on recreational marijuana sales. So at the state level and at the municipal, what I think they've found is in the other states with the higher taxing rates, that encourages some of the black market activities. So I think the wisdom or the thought was if we lower the actual sales tax amount in Missouri, that would actually dissuade some of the black market activity. Whether that's true or not, don't know, but time will tell. But I just wanted to follow up with some comment that we had heard back on the actual percentage that were increased. But state law does authorize cities to charge up to 3% on recreational sales, and so that's what we're asking for this evening and through the ballot.
Allison?
Bill 4731 to become ordinance 4731, second reading. Neese,
Yes.
Neeson,
Yes.
Merle,
Yes.
Topliff.
Yes.
Bill 4732 to become ordinance 4732, second reading. An ordinance changing the official zoning map of the city of West Plains, Missouri, and defining the boundaries of the area to be changed on said official zoning map by this ordinance. Property located at 814 John N. Wiles.
I motion to approve Bill 4732 to become ordinance 4732.
Second reading.
Second reading.
There you go.
Second it?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry, second.
Any discussion on this?
Just a question, what do we have like a plat, what it's going to be used for?
Yeah, that's where the gentleman has set up the
Fireworks.
fireworks. sales,
Okay.
Or fireworks store.
Up on the hill. Up there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yep,
okay.
on that triangle.
Yeah, got it.
And just as a follow-up, our zoning administrator is not here this evening, but we did not receive any public comment on this item, but either Emily and I can answer any questions if you have any. So.
All right, Allison.
Bill Bill 4732 to become ordinance 4732, second reading. Neese,
Yes.
Neeson,
Yes.
Merle,
Yes.
Topliff.
Yes.
Bill 4733 to become ordinance 4733, second reading. An ordinance to authorize the mayor to apply for federal financial assistance on behalf of the city of West Plains and to execute any contracts resulting from such application for any grants between the city of West Plains and Missouri Highways and Transportation Commission, providing for capital, operating and or marketing assistance comprised of federal funds to be expended for commission approved transit projects.
I move we approve Bill 4733 to become ordinance 4733.
Second.
Anything, Sam?
No additional follow-up, just a reminder, this is a housekeeping item for the state of Missouri. So we'll see this again probably in November to cover us for any grants that we might apply for in 2024.
Okay. Allison?
Bill 4733 to become ordinance 4733, second reading. Neese,
Yes.
Merle,
Yes.
Neeson,
Yes.
Topliff.
Yes.
There's no council action, so the administrator's report.
Don't really have much for you this evening. If you've noticed the change to our agenda, we've moved the bid items under consent agenda, but I wanted to take an opportunity to introduce Christopher Bates, our new purchasing agent. He started right after I think he started shadowing us in December, shadowing Jeff Shipley before he retired, but welcome Jeff to the team, or Christopher, and happy to answer any questions that you might have, but other than that, pretty normal operations post holiday here at the city this month. So thankful for that.
I like moving the bids like that. I mean, we budgeted, we approved the budget, and you're buying within the budget. Make it, but I think when we have variations, that's when we'll see it show back up for council action and everything. So
Yep. Yeah. Anytime a council member wants to pull any of the consent agenda items and have a better conversation or a different vote, they have the authority to do that. They can just ask that it be placed under the council action section of our agenda. So we'll keep that up there in the future, just as a placeholder.
anything that gets us under 15 minutes, I'm good with.
Now, I would like to make a comment to your, on the consent agenda, moving on those bid items. We do have a process where the person asking for that product to be bought signs off on it that it's included as a capital improvement plan and it's gone through all the formalities.
Correct.
That's required if we otherwise we're bidding it out. So the company, the citizens, going through that process.
And if we vary from lowest bidder, that would fall under council action again. So agreed. Yeah, good clarification.
Yeah.
Especially with a new guy.
Well, the memo, even in situations where maybe the department is not recommending the low bidder, the memo will still have all of that information. It'll have the amount that's budgeted. Now that thankfully we're on board with the new financial software system, all departments have access real-time data in terms of what their budget numbers look like. So the memos in the future will have the amount that was budgeted for that particular line item or project, the amount remaining after that purchase is approved by council, and then any reasons or justification for variation on why we weren't going to go with the low bidder. So those won't necessarily appear under council action unless a council member makes the motion to have that item removed from consent agenda and then placed under council action. But we'll spell it out clearly in the information for council members and residents as to why we're making that recommendation.
That we as council request that in a few, prior to a meeting, so we'll be prepared.
Really, I've seen it happen both ways. Heads up is always nice if we're going to change agendas. But at the same time, council members always have a right, during any meeting to make a motion to move things around on an agenda, or if they want to pull an item off of consent and have a conversation about it specifically with a separate vote, they always have that authority to do so.
Well, no further action.